wanted to look stunning on the day of my execution. I thought it'd be my wedding day, the happiest day of my life, 'cause I truly believed my parents, who turned out to be heartless hagglers, giving their daughter to a monster for money. Honey, your wedding's in a month, Mom and Dad triumphantly declared at Grandma's funeral. I've been waiting so long. You're the best. In the 21st century, this may sound crazy, but in our family, marriage is a traditional financial deal. Only back then, I didn't treat it like that. On the contrary, I was as happy as a kid. All my dreams about a gorgeous wedding, happy marriage, and a perfect family were about to come true. But before I knew it, the judges had already announced the name of my executioner, whom I considered my prince at the time. You remember Stuart, don't you? Dad kindly asked. Duh, I loved him since I was a kid. Mom and Dad had told me all about their business partner's son, and I always hoped they'd pick him as a candidate for me. Reception on a ship. I adore the sea. And definitely at nighttime, 'cause I'm crazy about pretty lights. Only best photographers to capture every moment of the amazing day. I'd planned my ideal wedding to perfection back in childhood. I loved reading beautiful stories of fairy tale love. Now it was time for my own fairy tale, a happy and romantic one. How could it be otherwise with the best man in the world? And that's who Stuart was for me, till I got to know him better. You have to give birth to 6 children. My future hubby shared his family plans with me. No less than 6, end of story. But I haven't thought about it yet, I objected. What's there to think about? And why would a woman think? I was shocked by his statement, but there was more. You should thank me for marrying you. After all, you're no supermodel. The image of Prince Charming was fading fast, but Stuart's gesture completely ruined his royal image. I hate these filthy things. I never cried so much in my entire life. Disappointment hurts so bad. I spent the whole night burying my dreams and mourning my naive plans. By morning, I came to the inevitable conclusion: there wouldn't be a wedding. Are you insane? My parents were shocked. You have any idea what this will cost us? If we call off the wedding now, I genuinely didn't understand them. It's not the wedding we care about. The awful yelling didn't stop. It's our business. I could get a job. I tried to calm them down. You won't make it a day on your own. My parents felt like strangers to me. You can't do a thing. The conversation was turning into torture. How ungrateful. You think we've invested so much in you just out of the goodness of our hearts? Those words made me want to cry. But I was too exhausted after a night's worth of tears. Too much disappointment over the last 24 hours. Only my parents' words hurt way worse than Stu's behavior. Was I really just a bargaining chip without voting rights? Did my happiness not matter? But I can't live with Stuart, I snapped. You can. We also struggled at first. That confession blew me away. My parents had always seemed like a perfect couple to me, despite their marriage circumstances. But turned out they just accepted their lives, and they want me to do the same. But how? I want true love and real family bliss. But marrying that arrogant, nasty jerk felt equal to being buried alive. That meant all I could do in the situation was escape the hell. Nighttime, inconspicuous clothes, documents, cash, only the essentials. I just had to get to the airport. I stifled my fears and insecurities, the slightest thought that my parents might be right. I was ready to learn how to live from scratch, with anyone's help, work, paying the bills, doing chores. You name it, I'd do it, only to be able to love. I was ready for anything, but not for what was waiting for me at the airport. Going somewhere? Dad's voice froze my blood. We can't believe you'd stoop this low, I heard Mom's bone-chilling voice. I should have known they'd have followed me, but I was too stressed out to think about that, to realize that the driver would turn me in. I was too disoriented to run and to figure out anything besides the fact that my life had completely derailed. I stood no more chance of running away from Mom and Dad, and definitely no chance to get out of the marriage. And any attempts to escape my cruel fate would only make things worse. I didn't know how to deal with the upcoming wedding, with the fact that I was doomed to live with a monster, that I'd never have a chance to truly love someone, and to feel truly loved. Even thinking about it was too painful. Preparation for my solemn public execution with a funeral. That's all I had. It was what my dream wedding had turned into. My loving parents turned into cruel judges. My dream fiancé into a cruel executioner. My wedding arch, a guillotine. The red carpet, a scaffold. And my banquet became a wake. Smile, you're a bride. My parents suffocated me with their control. Rejoice, you're my future wife. Stuart only made it worse. Wake up, you're digging your own grave, screamed my inner voice. But I had no choice. I mean, other than between ways to die, emotional, in a terrible marriage, or physical, to avoid the first option. Weighing those grim prospects, I realized which was best. I just had to think it all through. It's dangerous standing here, a boat mechanic interrupted my thoughts. It's fine, I waved him off. His obsession irritated me. His constant attention to me seemed odd. Organizers, florists, confectioners, musicians. Everyone was so annoying. I just wanted to get the whole thing over with ASAP. It was so good to know I'd already planned how. What the heck is taking you so long? The stylists are here. Apparently, that'd also be the attitude in our marriage. Even more so in marriage. Coming, I brought myself to reply. Coast lights appeared further and further away, but I didn't just want to leave the land. I wanted to escape the world, just vanish, and that's what I was gonna do. I want my last photo. I grabbed the photographer's arm. I mean, as an unmarried woman, I lied, after seeing his confused face. I want to look more spectacular, I muttered, climbing higher on the railing. That's when I slipped and fell overboard. At that moment, my life tragically ended. Everyone decided so. And at that moment, my life triumphantly began. I decided. Because I didn't just slip. There's a reason I so carefully studied the route of that ship during the wedding preparation. I'd repeatedly sailed along that coast for a reason. And there was good reason I was so insistent about a nighttime reception. I knew the darkness would complicate the search, and my excellent swimming skills, impeccable orientation of the area, and accurate calculations of speed and endurance would help me cover the necessary distance to reach the right boat beyond the reef. But that's where Alex waited for me, the ship mechanic, the only one I could have a heart-to-heart with at the ship during the awful times, the only one who got me and supported me. And I got him, particularly the reason of his constant attention. Turned out, it was the true love I dreamed of, and it was mutual. We're currently living and planning a future together. We had a small, yet the most amazing wedding in the world. I'm over the moon. I knew it was a huge risk, but I had to take control of my life. After all, the prospect was terrible, and only I could change it all. I'm glad I realized it and had the courage to start a new life. Hopefully, my story inspired you. Give it a thumbs up and share this video. And don't forget, this channel still has a ton of interesting stuff in store for you.